Think every car problem needs a mechanic. Wrong. Over 40% of small issues can be fixed at home, like changing air filters or resetting that annoying maintenance light. But how do you do it? And what things do you need? No need to worry. In this video, I'll share an ultimate car maintenance guide that will save you a workshop visit. And by following this checklist, you will save over $2,000 every year. So let's get started. Number 1, check your engine oil. If your car has an engine and it's not an electric vehicle, it runs on motor oil to keep all the moving parts slick and smooth. Without good oil, the engine can wear out quickly. That's why checking and changing your engine oil is one of the most important things you can do at home. Things you'll need: clean rags, dry cloth, ratchet engine oil for oil change, oil filter wrench, new oil filter, drain pan funnel. Start by popping the hood and finding the dipstick. Pull it out, wipe it clean with a cloth or paper towel, then push it all the way back in. Pull it out again and check the oil level. It should be between the minimum and maximum marks. If it's low, top it up with the right kind of oil. Some newer cars have digital dipsticks that show oil levels on your dashboard screen, so check your owner's manual if you don't see the usual dipstick under the hood. When it comes to oil changes, how often you need one depends on your car and how you drive. We recommend you get an oil change every 5,000 miles or 6 months. But if you don't drive much, it's best to change the oil once a year because old oil can break down over time and stop protecting your engine. If the oil looks really dark or has tiny metal bits in it, it's time for a service. Not sure what oil your car needs? Look under the hood for a sticker or check your manual. You'll see numbers like 10W30. This just tells you how thick the oil is in cold and hot temperatures. Using the right oil is key to keeping your engine happy and healthy. Pro tip: never pour old oil down the drain. Seal it and take it to a recycling center. Number 2, check your car's air filters. Just like people need clean air to breathe, your car does too. Instead of lungs, cars have air filters that help the engine breathe by cleaning the air before it goes inside. But over time, those filters get dirty and clogged with dust, leaves, and other junk. That's why checking them regularly is super important. Start by finding your engine air filter. Open the hood and look for a big black plastic box. It usually has metal clips. That's the air box. Unclip it and open it up. Inside, you'll see the air filter. It's usually white with a rubber edge. If it looks gray, dusty, or stuffed with debris, it's time to replace it with a new one. We recommend doing it once annually. Most car makers include this check in the regular service schedule. Next up, check your cabin air filter. That's the one that keeps the air inside your car clean. It helps trap dust, pollen, and pollution before it blows through your vents. If your car smells funny when you turn on the fan, or if the airflow feels weak, your cabin filter might be dirty. This filter is sometimes found under the hood or behind the glove box. Your owner's manual will show exactly where it is. Most cabin filters should be replaced every 12,000 miles or once a year. Clean filters mean better airflow, better engine performance, and a fresher smelling ride, so don't skip this one. Number 3, clean your battery terminals. Your car's battery might work fine, but if the terminals are dirty or covered in gunk, you could still have trouble starting the car. That white or powdery stuff on the battery terminals? That's corrosion, and it needs to go. Cleaning the terminals once a year helps your battery last longer and work better. Here's what you'll need: a wrench, baking soda, and water, or special battery cleaner. An old toothbrush, steel wool for tougher spots. A clean, dry cloth, a little petroleum jelly. Here's how to do it. First, turn off the car completely. Safety first. Find the battery under the hood. Use a wrench to remove the negative dash terminal first, then the positive plus. If the battery looks swollen or misshaped, stop and replace it. It's not safe to keep using. If you see white or crusty stuff on the terminals, that's corrosion. It's time to clean. Mix baking soda with water to make a thick paste. Use the toothbrush to scrub the terminals and clamps with the paste. If it's tough to remove, scrub gently with steel wool. Once clean, wipe everything dry with a cloth. Rub a little petroleum jelly on the terminals and clamps. This helps prevent future corrosion. Reconnect the battery. This time, positive first, then negative. Done. Your battery is now cleaner, safer, and ready to power your ride. But even after cleaning, if your car struggles to start or won't start at all, your battery might be the problem, which takes us to our next essential maintenance tip. Number 4, testing your car battery. Most modern cars use a 12-volt battery to power things like your lights, radio, and the engine starter. If the battery gets too weak and its voltage drops, it won't have enough power to start the engine. To check your battery at home, you can use a tool called a multimeter. It's easy. First, make sure the car is turned off. Then, place the red LED of the multimeter on the positive plus battery terminal and the black lead on the negative minus terminal. Look at the number on the screen. If it shows less than 12.4 volts, the battery is getting weak and might need to be replaced soon. Car batteries usually last between 5 to 6 years, but with proper care, some can last up to 7 or 8 years. Since new batteries can cost anywhere from $100 to $500, it's a smart move to test yours now and then, so you don't get stuck with a car that won't start. Hey, if you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Number 5, check all your car lights. Your headlights, taillights, and license plate lights do more than just help you see, they help others see you too. Driving with a burned out light isn't just dangerous, it can also get you a ticket. Some cars will warn you if a light goes out, but many won't. So here's what you can do. Turn on your headlights and walk around the car to make sure they're all working. Check the front, back, and even the tiny light above your license plate. Brake lights are trickier since they only turn on when someone presses the brake pedal. If you have a helper, ask them to press the brake while you check the back lights. If you're alone, try this trick. Back the car up close to a light-colored wall or garage door. Press the brake and look in your mirror for red reflections. If one side looks dim or dark, you probably have a bulb out. Tip: doing this check at night makes it easier to spot a problem. Number 6, check and replace your windshield wipers. There's nothing worse than switching on your wipers during a rainstorm, only to find they leave big streaks or barely clear the water. Bad wipers don't just block your view, they make driving dangerous. That's why it's important to check them regularly and replace them when needed. How often should you change them? It depends on where you live. In hot and dry places like California or Arizona, the rubber wears out faster, so you might need new blades every year. In cooler, wetter areas, they may last longer. Either way, if your wipers start skipping, squeaking, or smearing, it's time to swap them out. How to find the right wipers for your car. Wiper blades come in all shapes and sizes. Your car might even need 2 different sizes for the front windshield, and possibly a third if you have a rear wiper, common in SUVs and hatchbacks. To find the correct ones, check your owner's manual or use the size chart book in the auto parts store's wiper blade aisle. Just match your car's make and model to find the exact sizes you need. It's a simple fix, but makes a big difference when the weather turns rough. Number 7, inspect your brakes. Brakes are one of the most important safety features on your car, right up there with seat belts and airbags. If they're worn out, stopping your car becomes harder and more dangerous. That's why checking them from time to time is a smart move. If you hear a high-pitched squeal or feel a shaky, pulsing sensation when you press the brake pedal, your brake pads or rotors might need attention. Even if everything seems fine, it's still a good idea to take a look once in a while. Here's how. Shine a flashlight into the brake caliper, the part near the wheel. Look at the brake pad. It's the part that presses against the rotor to stop your car. If there's less than a quarter inch of pad left, it's time to replace it. How long do brake pads last? It really depends. Some pads wear out by 30,000 miles, while others can last up to 50,000 miles. The type of pad matters: ceramic, metallic, or organic, and so does how you drive. If you brake hard often or do a lot of city driving with stop-and-go traffic, your pads will wear down faster. Here's a quick reminder: don't ignore the signs of your worn-out brakes. They are no joke. Moving on to the next one. Check other important fluids. Besides engine oil, there are a few other important fluids you should check regularly too. These include brake fluid, transmission fluid, engine coolant, power steering fluid, and even windshield washer fluid. Each one plays a key role in keeping your car safe and running properly. Most of them can be checked under the hood and topped up if they're low. It's a quick and easy way to prevent bigger problems down the road. So how often do your vehicle's fluids need to be changed? First, let's start with number 8, coolant check and top up. Your car's coolant plays a big role in keeping the engine from getting too hot or too cold. Without the right level of coolant, your engine can overheat, especially during long drives or hot days. But checking and topping it off is easy. You just have to be careful. Start by parking on a flat surface and letting the engine cool down for a few hours. Never open the coolant cap while the engine is hot. The pressure and boiling steam can cause serious burns. Once everything is cool, pop the hood and look for the coolant reservoir. It's usually a clear plastic plastic container with minimum and maximum lines on the side. If the level is below the minimum, it's time for a top up. If it's above the maximum, you'll need to siphon out some coolant so it doesn't overflow. If you're using regular antifreeze, make sure to mix it with distilled water, usually a 50-50 mix or 70-30 if you live in a colder area. We recommend purchasing the coolant made specially for your car's make and model directly from your local dealership to ensure you are using the highest quality coolant for your vehicle. These coolants are also pre-mixed so you don't need to do anything extra at home. Carefully open the cap using a cloth, just in case there's pressure, and place a funnel in the reservoir to avoid spills. Coolant is toxic, so don't touch or breathe it in. Fill it slowly up to the max line, and when you're done, screw the cap back on tightly until it clicks. We recommend checking coolant levels once every 6 months and replacing it every 50,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. Keeping your coolant at the right level and replacing it at the right time helps your engine run smoothly and stay safe in all kinds of weather. Moving on to a bit of a tricky tip, if you aren't much of a handyman, it's better to seek help from a mechanic for this one. Number 9, check and change your transmission fluid. Your car's transmission needs oil to shift gears smoothly, just like your engine needs oil to run. If the transmission oil is low or dirty, it can cause rough shifting, strange noises, or even damage. Manual transmissions usually need an oil change every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, while automatic transmissions need it around 60,000 to 80,000 miles. But always check your owner's manual to be sure. To check the oil, pop the hood and find the transmission dipstick. Pull it out, wipe it clean, then stick it back in fully. Pull it out again and look at the oil level. If it's below the minimum mark, you'll need to add more. Also, take a look at the color. If the oil is very dark or smells burnt, it's time for a change. Changing transmission fluid is a bit messier, but still doable. You'll need a drain pan, screwdriver, rags, new gasket and filter, transmission oil, a measuring jug, and an oil pump. First, find the transmission drain hole and place your pan underneath. Unscrew the drain bolt or remove the gearbox pan and let the old oil flow out. Take off the old gasket and filter and clean the pan. Look for any metal bits. Small ones are normal, but large pieces could mean serious damage inside. Next, install the new gasket and filter, then bolt the pan back in place. Use your owner's manual to find out how much oil to add. Pour in the right amount using a pump or funnel, then let it sit for a few minutes. Start the engine and let it run for 5 minutes. Finally, check the oil level again to make sure it's just right. Don't forget to dispose of the old oil properly. Drop it off at your local recycling center. Number 10, check your belts and hoses. When you open your car's hood, you'll see a bunch of rubber belts and hoses. It might look like a mess, but they all play an important role. Belts help run parts like the radiator fan and air conditioner by connecting them to the engine's pulleys. Hoses carry coolant and other fluids to keep your engine at the right temperature and everything running smoothly. Over time, belts can get frayed, cracked, or loose, and hoses can become brittle or start leaking. If you spot any damage, it's best to replace them right away. Waiting too long could lead to overheating or serious engine trouble that costs way more to fix. A quick look under the hood once in a while can save you a big headache later. Number 11, change your spark plugs. Spark plugs are tiny parts with a big job. They help your engine start and run smoothly. Over time, they wear out, and that can cause poor fuel economy, rough idling, or trouble starting the car. Copper spark plugs need to be replaced about every 30,000 miles, and iridium spark plugs need to be replaced at around 100,000 miles. Check your owner's manual to be sure which ones you have and which interval cycle to follow for replacing them. To change them, you'll need a wrench, a 12-inch socket extension, and new spark plugs. First, locate the spark plugs. You'll usually see 4 to 8 of them, each connected to a thick wire. Only work on one plug at a time so you don't mix up the wires. Remove the wire from the first spark plug, then use your socket extension to unscrew and remove the plug. Put in the new spark plug, screw it in by hand first, and then gently tighten it with the wrench, but don't over tighten. Reattach the wire, then move on to the next one and repeat the steps until all the plugs are replaced. It's a simple fix that can make your engine feel brand new. Number 12, keep an eye out for rust. Rust might seem like just a cosmetic issue, but it's actually a big deal, especially if it spreads to your car's frame or underbody. That's when it can start causing serious damage. So it's smart to check your car regularly for any bubbling paint, orange spots, or rough patches, especially around the wheels and bottom edges. If you see any rust starting, deal with it early before it spreads. Lastly, Number 13. Pay attention to dashboard messages. Ever see a light pop up on your dashboard and have no clue what it means? You're not alone. Many drivers ignore these warning lights until it's too late, but these little symbols are your car's way of talking to you, letting you know when something needs attention. So take a few minutes to learn what each one means and how to respond if one shows up while you're driving. Also, watch for signs your car may need a checkup, like a glowing check engine light, slow acceleration, weird vibrations, trouble braking, or issues starting or shifting gears. These are all hints something might be wrong. Want to know exactly what all those dashboard lights mean? Check out our full video, Every Dashboard Warning Sign in Your Car Explained. This breaks them down one by one. It could save you time, money, and stress. And if you found this guide helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.